Nope, I am coming. Hey, welcome to my channel, Fleeting Beauty by Simply Kim. That's me there getting my thoughts together. So today I'm going to show you guys how to do a casual makeup look without using any foundation. So stay tuned. So as you guys can see, I've already cleansed my face. I have removed my makeup and I've washed with my cleanser, and now I'm going to use my toner to get rid of any additional oils or impurities from my skin. I like to use the Thayer blemish control line. They have a wash and then they also have a toner, which I'm using now. I like the Neutrogena moisturizer and the CoQ10 makeup wipes. All of that will be linked below. Next I go in with the rose water and coconut oil just to hydrate my skin a little bit more. I just like to dab it in. You can just use the mist and spray it, but I just feel like it sits on top of the skin when you do that. So I'm just letting that dry. I don't know about you guys, but I do have some puffy eyes. I have the puffy eyelids and I have some puffy stuff going on underneath. So I like to use this product to help reduce some of that before I apply any other makeup. You can see it's just a gel. It absorbs right into the skin. I like to kind of help it get into the skin a little bit by kind of rubbing it in. It is very cool and soothing though. This is also a time for me to let the rose water and coconut oil absorb into my skin while I'm doing this, before I go on to my next phase of moisturizing before I get into the makeup application. Yeah, I do like the smell of the Neutrogena, sorry. So I'm just moisturizing my skin. As I said, this particular moisturizer has the SPF, which is so necessary even in the winter time. The sun's rays are powerful. We have to make sure that we protect our skin. And I'll also note, if you use any kind of vitamin C serum on your skin, you definitely want to use the SPF to help protect your skin. Otherwise, you can cause any blemishes like the ones I'm pointing out right now to get even darker from the sun. If you are using a vitamin C serum, it's advisable to use it at night and not in the morning. So this is the important step in the process for those of us who have oily skin. Philips is the best thing to use. A friend of mine taught me how to do this. This is what you can use instead of using some of those other products that you're supposed to be able to use to reduce oil. Have never worked for me. This is what works for me. Putting that on, letting it dry. Yes, it looks crazy. While I'm letting it dry, I'm just using my lip balm. I do love this lip balm. It actually lightens the color in your lips. So now we're going on to concealing some of my hyperpigmentation. I really like NYX. NYX. I don't know if you say NYX or if you say NYX, but I like a lot of their products right now. I am literally just going in and trying to cover up some of my blemishes acne scars, and so on. I prefer this method just because I feel like foundation can be so heavy. And one thing that I've experienced over COVID is that I really hate makeup. So right now I'm just trying to let that concealer dry up a little bit. I have the name of the concealer down in the description for you guys. Right now I'm just going to use my beauty blender to try to buff out and blend the concealer. I think it's a pretty good match for me. I really like it. It doesn't stand out like some other concealers that I've used that are either too light or too dark. It's always a trick to find a good match for you, and this one really works for me. So now I'm going to go in and buff in my Philips product into my skin. Notice that I'm using the same beauty blender, so I have just a little bit of that concealer on there. So I'm getting a hint of that color all over where I had the Philips as I'm blending it in. So I'm just getting a little bit more color to even out my tone without the use of, you know, a heavy foundation. This really works for me. I noticed as I was watching my video playback that I didn't blend all of my concealer, as you can see, but I think I caught on to it later on. So next I am going to use a second concealer, which is a couple shades lighter than me, to try to conceal any dark circles under my eyes. As I was doing this, I realized that I forgot one important step, and that is to make sure that I use a color corrector. Oftentimes we think if we just go in with a lighter color, we'll cover up everything, but in fact, there's a whole method of using certain colors, I just remembered, to cover up certain things in our skin. And for my skin color, brown folks, orange seems to color correct dark pigmentation, especially under the eyes. So I'm adding that, which is something that I should have done first to really get in that area where I'm really the darkest, like right in the corner of my eyes and down. So now I'm gonna go in and try to blend that, and then work down into my lighter concealer color as well. So that it blends, I'm trying to kind of go down so that you don't see this stripe of tan underneath my eyes. Also touching it on my eyelids too, sort of like a primer for my eyeshadow. Okay, I have a contour and blush set that I really like by Profusion. What I like about it is that you get a nice blend of colors that work together. You can often throw things together from different palettes, and sometimes they don't work unless you're like really smart. I'm not that smart when it comes to makeup. So right now I'm just trying to contour my face. I got a fuller face, so I'm trying to add a little dimension around my forehead and trying to carve in some cheekbones. So I'll go ahead and proceed with trying to blend everything together, and then adding a, I'm sorry, moving on to my eyes. My eyebrows probably on this day needed to be arched a little bit better, but we're gonna work with it. Again, I like to use NYX products. That's their eyebrow pencil. I believe it's an ash brown shade. Again, I'll put that down in the description. I am not trained in doing eyebrows like some folks really do make it a science. I just try to trace where my eyebrow is and just try to give it some sort of a shape. I'll fill it in a little bit on both sides, of course, and then try to brush through it. So if it's looking a little too thick and weird, at least the brush will kind of add some brush strokes to kind of mimic hair, so it doesn't just look like a big Groucho Marx eyebrow, which would not be pretty at all. Brows are so important. There is a science to even where they're placed, how you arch them, in alignment with your pupils and in alignment with your nostrils and your lips. I mean, people really do have it down pat on where everything needs to be aligned in order to give symmetry to your face. I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna put the stuff on and call it a day. Now, I don't know about you guys, but as you can see, I'm doing my eyelids and my eyebrows later on in the process. There are people that swear by doing their eyes first, from the brows to the lids to the fake eyelashes and all of that. I don't do that. It feels incredibly unnatural to me. So I just kind of work at my natural progression and my steps, and this is how I do it. Don't ask me why. Right now I've just added a little bit of color to my lids. I'm trying to define my eyes a little bit more. It's a very light color. It's much darker in person than how it looks on camera right now because of all of the lighting in my bathroom. But yeah, I'm just trying to put on this darker shade of brown to just give my eyelids kind of a separation. My eyelids are very hooded some days, and then some days they're not. I wish I had an explanation for it. Trying to add a little definition, trying to give myself a little bit of a winged eye, I suppose, there. So I'm going in with my eyeliner. I actually like this eyeliner a lot, and there's a very special reason. This is CoverGirl, and I believe it's Onyx, of course. I love it because when you open it, it's got this really cool protective tip on it. Because if you're like me, I break eyeliners all the time because I'm pressing too hard and I've let too much of it out. So when I'm putting it on, I'm pressing hard and there's no protection. Well, CoverGirl has gotten smart. They must have heard about me, and so now there's like this nice little plastic around the tip of the eyeliner pencil itself, so when it comes up, you really can't smash it or break it. I love it. Again, I'm working on my eyelid color. Trying to give it a little bit of a shape. Going with a darker color in the crease and then a lighter color on my lid, and now I'm just blending, getting the boogers out of my eyes, pardon me. And remember, this is a casual look. I am not going out. I'm not dressing up for anybody to come over. This is very basic. Like, my color palette is super minimal and there's nothing really bright or crazy about it. Just doing my lashes. That's not even my favorite mascara. I will tell you all, the best mascara in the world is another one by NYX, and it's called On the Rise. I will link it in the bottom. See, my eyes are too big to use fake eyelashes. I look crazy with fake eyelashes, so I don't wear them, and so I like using things that kind of give my eyelashes kind of a look of being a false eyelash, but it's not. So the best thing I found is On the Rise, and it's called On the Rise Volume Lipscara. So they're kind of bragging on themselves, but I like it. I'll link it in the description. The one that I'm using right now isn't horribly bad, but the NYX mascara really gives my lashes a really nice length to them. Even if I don't use that thingamajiggy right there, I still get a nice long length. They're thicker. They just look really nice. So I strongly advise you to buy some of that. You can get it on Amazon, just like pretty much everything that I'm using today. So I'm lash curling. Don't I look excited? I must have some music on to try to keep myself happy. I think they look okay. I think I was feeling one of them was a little clumpy. The things that women do for beauty. Who came up with this thing anyway? Okay, we are moving on to my favorite next product by NYX. Their mineral press powder. It's a matte finishing powder that I am going to apply to basically seal in my concealer underneath my eyes and any other area where I've applied anything that's meant for highlighting an area. It just kind of enhances it and brightens up the face in those spots. I especially like to use it around my just above my cheek area, because I don't really have high cheekbones. So anytime that you use a lighter color, it brings out that area. Anytime you use a darker color, it hides and camouflages that area a little bit. So I'm covering the bridge of my nose, trying to make that look taller because I really don't have a bridge. And I'm trying to kind of make my cheeks look a little bigger, a little higher. And now I'm just gonna buff that out to make it look a little more natural and not so Did someone just throw a plate of flour at your face? Here's where I've decided to be a little bit more advanced. I don't normally do this, but it's really a nice touch to define your eyebrows if you've done a lot of work on them. My work's been pretty quick. I mean, there's some people that really know how to do this. So I'm just trying to clean up the work that I did on my eyebrows. And you can do this pretty simply with a concealer. So what I did was I just used my makeup brush. I've just kind of gone into my concealer and I'm just outlining my eyebrows. Very simple. Just to give them more definition, like I said, and to clean them up. Now I'm just gonna blend that in. It's really nice actually underneath your eyebrow, just because you build in kind of that nice little highlight underneath your eyebrow, just to kind of enhance it. Kind of gives them a little more oomph when you have that lighter shade just underneath, which you would normally do with an eyeshadow, but using a lighter concealer you get the same effect. Alright, I'm moving on to my Morphe blush. This is something that I picked up at, I believe, Ulta. I couldn't find it on Amazon anywhere, and I honestly should have just opened it up so you guys could see. But there are 3 shades in there. Kind of a reddish color. Then you had a pink, pale pink color, and then kind of a orangey color. So that's why I really liked it, because those are like the shades that most of us want. It was only like 10 bucks, so I did link it below so that you could get it, and I believe you can get it at Posh, I believe is the name. I have to look below, I'm not really sure. But so here I'm just trying to blend that in so that I don't look like, you know, Raggedy Ann and Andy cheeks. And now I'm about to go in with the lip liner. If anyone out there knows me, they know that I really don't like lipstick. I think my lips are too big for lipstick, so I actually like to use a lip liner in as natural tone as I can find. I believe this color is chocolate. This is made by Maybelline. So I'm just gonna outline my lips. I like lip glosses that are pretty pale if I'm going to wear anything. So today I'm doing a lip liner, and then I'll just enhance it with a nice lip gloss just for you all. So I'm using Milani. And I believe the color is something interesting. I think it's called Addiction. So we're just going to add that right in the middle of my bottom and my top lip. And we are about done, folks. So if you like this video, if you like the look, please like, comment below. And I will check you guys later.